I'm back. It's been a couple weeks since I've done any tier listing, and it's been even longer since I've done the music tier list, but we're back with the music tier list. So that'll be good. Is Twitch saying I'm streaming? I think it is. Yep. Yep. We're back. And yeah, back. I mean, really, there's not much to say. I think we should just jump right in, right? So, let's see about that. Browser. And there we go. There we go. I'm gonna zoom in just a bit. Yeah, that ought to be good. That ought to be good. Let me see what it looks like on Twitch real quick. I think it ought to be fine. Oh. Yeah, it's readable. Okay, cool. As long as it's readable. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the beginning of the Guilty Gear Korean OST, the Soul vs. Kai theme, Revelations, which weirdly enough there are two Soul vs. Kai themes in this game. I don't really know why that is. I think there's also two mirror themes. I think there's Dead Silence, and I think Redemption's also a mirror theme, even though it doesn't show it on this tier list. But let's check it out. Right away, starts off pretty good, pretty solid. One thing about the Korean OST, it definitely lacks the gothic elements from these older Guilty Gear titles. I mean, you listen to this and it's good, but it's like, compared to the other tracks, there's just something kind of missing, you know? I really like that guitar solo though. It's pretty good, pretty solid. I think that's the loop. So yeah, it's starting off with a decent track that doesn't really do too much for me, but it definitely does enough to push it past Burly Heart. It just doesn't really work for a Kai versus Soul theme or a Soul versus Kai theme, in my opinion. You know, it's lacking in that big punch that a lot of the other ones have, or really all of the other ones have. So next up is Star Chaser, Soul's theme. Let's hear it. Right away, a very powerful theme. This one definitely feels like a Soul theme. And another criticism that I have of the Korean OST that'll probably come up pretty often is these are very repetitive songs, and Star Chaser is definitely is the worst of it. Like, in previous tier lists, when I complained about, say, I don't know, A Solitude That Asks Nothing in Return being very repetitive, this is like worse than A Solitude That Asks Nothing in Return, by far. Yeah, it's just, I mean, I don't think I need to hear anymore. It's power chords over and over and over and over again. So it's got to at least go below Solitude. I think it easily goes below, honestly, below Momentary Life. I'd say down here in C tier. So let's hear the next one, Pillars of the Underworld, Kai's theme. Now, Kai has a lot to live up to because, of course, Holy Orders. Currently, of the top 5, Holy Orders is 3 of them. So there's a lot to live up to for Pillars of the Underworld. Let's see what it's got. Right, wait, I like this intro. Reminiscent enough of Holy Orders, but does something different. And with Pillars of the Underworld, you can definitely tell that Next, or NXT, or whatever they're called, whatever the pronunciation is, this is one of the ones that they understood how to get right. Because this is a Kai theme. Like, it hits all the right beats, while being different enough from Holy Orders to really separate itself and create its own identity. I really like that bit. I like this bit too, the keys. Again, very reminiscent of Holy Orders, but different enough to really give it its own identity, you know? I think that gives me a good picture. I think it's going to go in S tier. Right. I'll throw it below Unidentified Child. I think that's a solid spot for it. Actually, no. No, the more I'm thinking on it, I'm letting it sink in a little. I think it makes it to Bullshit Blazing, and below Conclusion. I think that's where it goes. You'll come to find that now that we have like 1 million things in the tier list and the number's only getting bigger, the tiers become a lot more arbitrary as time goes on. But I'm trying to keep it mostly how I feel. And I think Pillars of the Underworld makes it. I think it's a fantastic song. Now we get to May's theme, Get Out of My Way. Let's see what it's about. So I've been listening to a lot of the soundtrack from JoJo's All-Star Battle and also from Eyes of Heaven, and this reminds me of that, and I'm just now realizing that it does. And this is the part that really makes it, that really brings it together, you know. I like this bit a lot. You know, May's theme always needs to have kind of that, like, happy-go-lucky feel with a tinge of nostalgia, and I think this hits that note pretty well. This bit right here, a lot. I just realized what I said makes no sense, but whatever, who cares? Yeah, very, very anime opening. The piano in the background, as you saw, is a very nice touch to give the song a little bit more flavor. And once again, I think I'm just going to prove I'm just a sucker for Mei themes. I think Mei has some of the best themes in the series pretty consistently. And I think it's gonna... I don't think it does... I think it's better than Unidentified Child, but not as good as Blue Water, Blue Sky. So it's got to go somewhere in the middle here. So I'm going to think that version, Keep Yourself Alive 2, I think it's better than. This version of Suspicious Cook, I think it's better than. This version of the original, I think it's better than. Drunkard Does Make Wise Remarks, no. So that is where Get Out of My Way is going to be. Right there. I think that's a good spot for it. Next up is Milia's theme, Great Empress. This is another one that has a pretty big legacy to live up to. Let's see if it does. Pretty solid intro. It doesn't really it doesn't really have any of the elements from Writhe in Pain that I like, though, so that's gonna drag it down a bit. Yeah. I like this bit right here, the kind of halftime groove. Again, this one's good. It just really doesn't hit like Writhe in Pain does. So it's definitely gonna have to get dropped down to A+ at least. I'm looking at these. I think Above the Outer World, Below Existence is a good spot for it. I think that is what I'm feeling. So next up is Eddie's new theme, Dementia. Let's hear it. Right away, I really like how dark and brooding this is. This is technically the only theme in Guilty Gear that is solely Eddie's, that was not ever used for Zato. So they had the unique opportunity to do something that was solely like pure evil for Eddie. And I think it really works. I mean, you hear that kind of theremin sound in the background there, the very alien kind of sound. The choir as well. And then I like this little breakdown. And the chanting too. It's like I'm playing Pokemon Sword and Shield, but good. rapping. Again, this whole song is just very solid build up. Just build up, build up, build up. But unlike Zato's past theme, Black Soul, it kind of executes on that build up a little bit better. And also just really plays up like the strangeness of Eddie and the creepiness of Eddie. And I like Dementia. I don't think it's quite as good as Feel of Fear, either version, really, so it's gonna go kind of down here, but it's definitely better than Great Empress. I'd say right about there, above Existence, is where I'd rate Dementia. Very good song for Eddie. Next up is Megatona Furioso. It's a very good name. Very good name. Hopefully the song is as good of the... I hate words. Hopefully the song is just as good as the name. Boom, boom, boom. And this, right away, it's already doing something I haven't really liked about some Potemkin's other themes, where it's just kind of big guy theme song and kind of fails to execute on the softer side of Potemkin. However, this is definitely the right way to do it if you're gonna go just big guy song. The other one, I'm forgetting what it's called now, Burly Heart, kind of fails in that regard because it's trying to do both. This is like going all the way with big, strong guy. And I kind of rate it for that, you know? Yeah, it's definitely the way to do a song like that. So I think I'm gonna throw it just below Shadow Festival in A tier. I think that's a good spot for it. Next up is Chip's theme, Child of the Wind. Or it's Child of the Wild. No, it's Wind. It's not Wild, it's Wind. I think. Which one is wrong? Okay, so the YouTube video is wrong. It's Child of the Wild, not Child of the Wind. Which, right away, one thing this song is doing, or more accurately, not doing, that other Chip's themes do, is it's not fast. And I think a good Chip theme has to be fast, because Chip is a fast character, and you want the character themes to kind of reflect how the characters play, right? And this just doesn't do that. It's slow. It doesn't sound like a fast character theme. It sounds like a theme for a character kind of like Soul or Kai that's, you know, definitely has moments of speed, but isn't like focused around speed like Chip is. Otherwise, it is a pretty good song. I definitely like things that it does. I just don't think it really hits the same as Chip's other themes, which are also some of the ones that are exclusively bullshit blazing right now. So I think I'd rank it just below Fuka in... Meh. Yeah, I think right there in A is where I'd rank it. I think that's a good spot for it. So next off is Faust's theme, Take the Pain. Now this one, it's hitting the right notes right away where it's kind of weird and offbeat like Faust is. That's good. And this is the song that introduces another thing I really don't like about the Korean OST. And it's the kind of weird electronic bits that they add to a bunch of the songs. I think this works here, but there are some where it's just really bad. And this one is also another one that's extremely repetitive. It's like they had this one idea for the song and then that's all they kind of came up with, right? Yeah. This one's going in D tier. It doesn't... It's so repetitive, and it follows a trend that I don't really like, so... Actually, no, I'll be nice. I'll put it below Star Chaser in C, but it's definitely not a very good one. So next up is Dogs on the Run, Axel's theme. Let's hear it. Right away, I kind of like this bit. I like the keys. The keys are a very solid Axel instrument, you know. I like the kind of bluesy feel this has, you know. Then the keys are back. Kind of sounds like the song you'd hear during a bar fight in a movie. I rate that. That's pretty cool. Oh, there's the electronic bits that I really don't like. And the electronic bits in this one are especially bad because they're just out of sync. They're not timed to anything. They're just kind of put haphazardly in. And it doesn't sound good at all. It really takes me out of the song, you know? Like, this bit right here would be awesome if it didn't have the electronic bits in the background. Like, they're actively choosing to ruin the song with these electronic bits. Yeah, it's just not very good. I'm gonna put it in D tier above. Actually, no. I think I have more nice things to say about it than Star Chaser, so I'll put it above Star Chaser. But it's just not very good. It's just not very good. So next up is Ricochet, Biken's theme. And if there's one thing I love about this Biken theme, is that this is the violent Biken that we should have been having throughout the whole series. This is what Baiken's themes should have sounded like, because while being Japanese is a major part of her character, her violence and her vengeance are like a bigger part of her character, you know? And I like that. I like this, like, that this almost sounds kind of like a biker theme, you know? Which is just kind of an interesting take. I really like this theme. I think it is a fantastic Baiken theme. I don't think it's better than this version of Momentary Life. I think it just about beats all the other versions. But I think it definitely goes below the remix of March of the Wicked King. I think that's a good spot for it. It's a very good one. Now next up is Riding the Clouds, Anji's theme. Let's hear it. Uh-oh. It's our old friend, out-of-place electronic sounds. And this is another one where I feel like Next just did not get the character, you know? Because even back in these games when Anji was a much more mysterious character, where you didn't really know what he was after or what his true alignments were, he was never really, like, dangerous. He never came across as, like, villainous, you know? And this is, like, kind of a villainous, very aggressive song, and I don't think it fits Anji at all. And then, of course, the electronic sounds are just bad. They are just bad in this one. I think they're worse than Dogs on the Run, honestly. And another thing, extremely repetitive. It's hitting all of the bad Korean OST tropes here. The worst part is, if this was on, like, Zato or Venom, I probably would have, like, looked past it. But it's on Anji, so... tough shit, you know? Yeah. It's gonna have to go in D tier. Above the Bloodstained Lineages, because, again, there's nothing wrong with the mixing like there is in these. But it is just... it's rough. It's a rough one. Alright, here it comes. A Venom theme. We know how controversial these are, right? Actually, I wonder, was a 10th of Myself added? Nope, not yet. Okay. If it's not added by the time I get to the Strive stuff, I'll just add it myself. I'll do it myself. But that's much later. Keeper of the Unknown. Let's hear it. Let's try it out. Let's hear it. And oh my god, is this a good Venom theme? Let's see. And it's got the chanting from Dementia that I really liked. Oh my god. It's not just power chords over and over. It's got that little, like, record scratch bit going on. They changed up the tune. It's a miracle for Venom fans everywhere. This is like I don't know about anybody else, but to me this is the kind of thing that like Fred Durst would rap over, you know? Not necessarily a bad thing, but just kind of funny. I could imagine like Fred Durst just going, "It's been one of those days" over this beat. And I like this bit. Kind of a callback to Solitude with the violins, but done in a way that's actually good, unlike Solitude. I gotta keep up the slander, you know, maximum slander. Yeah. So it's definitely going higher than either of these, but personally, I think it makes it all the way above Rift in the Clouds and A+. I think Keeper of the Unknown is a very solid song. So next off is Desert Dust, Johnny's theme. Let's hear it. I like how kind of cowboy, like desert level this sounds, you know? I can't really describe it, but I can imagine this playing in like a desert level in Sonic the Hedgehog, you know what I mean? This main groove is super catchy, and they get in some guitar solo action here. I hear out-of-place electronic picks that are kind of ruining the song. Matter of fact, I think they're the same exact ones from Dogs on the Run. Luckily, they're a little bit more in time, and also not as present, which is good. I didn't make a pause there. Whoops. Yeah, I think that's good. Desert Dust is another good example of a good song. Keeps it nice and dynamic throughout the entire thing, which is good. Very fun, very Johnny song, you know, very Johnny. So I think it's gonna make its way up to S. Well, no, it has the electronic bits. Never mind, down to A+. But I still think it's better than Liquor Bar and Drunkard. I think Above Lady Fascination's fine. I think that's a good spot for it. Now next up is Stickin' Stones, Jam's theme, which here it says it's Stakes and Stones. I don't know if that's the typo or what's the typo. I don't know. Well, let's hear it. I like that bit. I like how they add more Chinese influence into the song, you know, to kind of keep Jam's identity intact. I like this bit right here. Yeah, just a good, catchy song, and that I quite like. I would say is better than either the Babble Noses. Is it better than Momentary Life? Yeah. Is it better than Riches in Me? Eh. Uh. Hmm. I think it goes below Riches in Me. That's what I'm feeling. It's catchy, it's good, it's very, very jam, but it just doesn't do enough to get quite up into the A+ tier for me. So next is In the Arms of Death, which is Testament's theme. Now, Testament, this specific Testament theme has a lot to live up to, because if you were unaware, the reason the Korean OST even happened is because Testament's Korean voice actor, Shin Chae-hoo, I think is his name. I probably pronounced that horribly wrong, but I'm fairly certain that's his name. And he was the voice actor for the Korean voice actor for Testament, but he was also in a band called Next. Ever heard of them? They did the Korean OST. He wanted to make a new theme for the character he was playing, and ArcSys just said, yeah, why don't you just make a new soundtrack? So they did, and that is how the Korean OST happened. So, let's hear In the Arms of Death, Testament's theme. Again, a lot to live up to. This is the reason the soundtrack even exists, so it better be good. Very Metallica-esque, while also kind of sounding like a profession, or not a profession, I'm messing up the word, a procession, that's the right word. And you can already just really tell this is the song that they put a lot of effort into. Like, this is the defining song of the soundtrack. This is the Holy Orders. This is the... I don't know what the defining soundtrack of Exert is. Probably Jack and Dandy. And you, just by listening to it, you can really tell this is the one that like really captures the essence of a Guilty Gear song. Some of the others don't, some of the others do, but this is the one that like really understands what it takes to be a Guilty Gear song. This and Pillars of the Underworld. Yeah, I think this one absolutely manages to get into bullshit blazing. Absolutely. I think above Keep the Flag Flying, but below No Mercy is a good spot for it. Fantastic, and I can understand why this soundtrack happened, because this is good stuff. So next up is Tears Are Forever, Dizzy's theme. Oh, that is certainly some art for Dizzy. Now this one, again, kind of like Anshi's, doesn't really like understand Dizzy as a character, because this is like very aggressive for a Dizzy theme. It almost sounds like the what if Dizzy truly became like Justice. And I don't think it really works, you know? However, unlike Riding the Clouds, this is actually good, so points for that. I like this bit a lot too. This is the bit that like feels most like a Dizzy theme for me. The rest of it doesn't really quite reach that bit, but that bit's really good. So I think it's gonna go. Let me pause it. I think it's gonna go. I think above Unidentified Child, below Liquid Bar and Drunkard. I think that's a good spot for it. So next off is Bridget's theme, Crash and Burn. Let's hear it. Right away, starts off swinging. And like this part, this is just a really fun song, you know? It doesn't quite match with Bridget's other themes, but I mean, doesn't really have to. I mean, what's it called? Simple Life is good, at least. But I think this is the clear winner for Bridget themes. You know, it's just a lot of fun. I'll let it play through a little bit. It's just a lot of fun, you know? Yeah. Oh, just a very fun theme. Very fun and happy. And you know what? For being fun and happy, it gets in bullshit blazing. Only time Bridget will ever touch the top tier. Ever. At least here. Around these parts. So, what's next? The Vampire Saga Slayers theme. Let's hear it. Can't even see Slayer. What if I do this? That may work a little better. Yes, perfect. Yeah. Oh my. I think Next thought they were composing for a Castlevania game, and not Guilty Gear. Because this is definitely very Castlevania. However, I kind of dig it. I kind of dig it, and I think the Vampire Saga, while not as good as Haven't You Got Eyes in Your Head, is definitely good enough to make it up into the upper echelon here. I think above Awe of She, or actually, I think above Exceptional Routine Work is a good spot for the Vampire Saga. Good song, good song. Next up, Seizures, Zappa's theme. Let's hear it. Very ghostly, very mysterious and creepy. Fits Zappa pretty well so far. I like the violin. This is another one that just screams Sonic the Hedgehog to me for some reason. Like, if Sonic had ghost stages, at least ghost stages that were, like, more consistent throughout the series, like the ghost houses in Mario, I can totally see this being a theme for one. Ooh, that violin. Oh, that breakdown. Very good. Very good one. I think, is this gonna be the third to hit the Bullshit Blazing? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think it quite makes it there. I think it goes below A Fixed Idea and above Keep Yourself Alive 2. I think that's a good spot for Seizures. Horrible sentence out of context, but whatever. So next one is Backlight Babe or Blacklight Babe? I think it's a Blacklight. I think it's Blacklight Babe. Eno's theme. Let's hear it. Right away, starting off fantastically. It almost kind of reminds me of Heavy Day from the Excerpt soundtrack. Oh. Ooh, that sounds so good. More electronic bits, except they're actually kind of good and on time. W for the electronic bits for once. They're actually being used to add to the song instead of detract from it. W. This bit I don't really like the electronic bits on. I think overall Blacklight Babe. I don't think it, and it's another one that doesn't quite hit Bullshit Blazing tier. But I think below Unidentified Child's a good spot for it. It's catchy. And it's probably like the best guitar work in an Eno theme, which is crazy for a character who literally uses a guitar as a weapon. I will never understand why the guitar on Eno's themes are so tepid in the Arxis games, but whatever, it's Daisuke's vision, not mine. So next up is Dead Silence, which apparently is the mirror theme, but I'm gonna be honest, this doesn't sound like a mirror theme, this sounds like a character select theme. Yeah. This just sounds like a character select theme at an arcade. So it's gonna go above Hunt a Soul because it's still a little bit better than that, but not by much. Not by much. So next up is Vortex Infinitum, Robokai's theme. Now, much like the original Robokai theme, it's a messed up, dark... Oh, I'm gonna pause it real quick. It's a messed up, dark version of Kai's theme, except, you know, it sounds normal to me because this is just a glimpse into my dark and twisted world. But like I was saying, much like the other Robokai theme, it's like a twisted version of Kai's theme. However, this one isn't purposefully bad, it's actually purposefully good. Who'd have thunk? So let's hear it. Right away, we got some Battletoads theme. And you can tell the part from the guitar that they've taken out is the higher tone stuff, so it sounds like darker and more evil, combined with the more mechanical sounds in the background, creates a theme that fits Robokai incredibly well. And it's technically Robokai's only truly original theme. Technically. It's not even truly original. Poor Robokai. Maybe once he gets into Strive, Cope, he'll have a good theme. Cope. I gotta huff that copium as much as I can. I really want him in. Yeah. And if I'm being honest, I think this arrangement of this song fits Robokai better than it does Kai anyways. And of course this arrangement fits Robokai really well. So I think it's definitely going to go higher than Pillars of the Underworld. And if I'm being honest, I think it's going to go higher than... No, I think it goes right here. Very good song, and I'm happy to see Robokai in bullshit placing. Venom could never. That's not true. A tenth of myself is actually, like, really good. Like, unironically, really good. So next up is Faith Shall Save Me. The second Soul vs. Kai theme. Maybe this one will sound more like a Soul vs. Kai theme. Who knows? Electronic bits. We just ignore it. Hope it goes away, right? Hey, it went away. W. like this slow bit, but I don't know how well it works, you know? For a Soul vs. Kai theme? This is another one I can imagine Fred Durst rapping to. I think ultimately, kind of just like the other Soul vs. Kai theme, it just kind of fails to really capture the magic of a Soul vs. Kai theme. So I think it's gonna go. It's definitely better, but it's not by much. So next up is Red Crossroads. Red Crossroads is another one that has a lot to live up to, because Still in the Dark is currently the second best song on the tier list. So let's see if it can. Let's see if it can. I like this art. This is just good art. It's like it looks like they were doing like a Capcom versus Guilty Gear type piece of art. So, you know, we got some Darkstalkers characters. Johnny hitting on I can't remember her name, but it's the zombie girl from Darkstalkers. W. Johnny. We love zombie girls. Roddy Top's my beloved. Sorry, I just wanted to gush about this art because it's good. Definitely catchy. It is definitely catchy. That much I can say. I mean, there's just not much to say here. I mean, like, it's alright. It's not bringing a lot to the table. I mean, the most I'm really having to comment on here is the cool art. Back when Capcom cared about Darkstalkers. Capcom, bring back Darkstalkers and my life is yours. It's not gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. Anyways, it's repetitive and kind of boring, so it's going an A-. It's honestly going below Solitude. Like, I want to put it above Solitude for maximum slander. I just can't bring myself to, because it's a Zato versus Milia theme. Like, these are supposed to be the best songs in the soundtrack. Come on. So next up is Rogue Hunters. Let's hear it. The Versus Assassins theme. Pretty heavy. I like that. And I also like how it feels like it has stuff from all of the Korean versions of the Assassin soundtrack. Because something that I feel like is kind of missing in the other Assassin's themes, both in XX and in Xrd, is that it is missing Slayer's portion, right? Like, Slayer isn't really involved in the Versus Assassins theme, which kind of is representative of how he is in the lore, but you know, you get the theme when you're playing against him as Venom Rosado Emilia, so I feel like some leitmotifs from his tracks should be involved, and they're just not. But I think it does a good job. It could just be because the Korean OST, let's keep it real, the Korean OST is kind of samey, so that could just be it. But I feel like I heard a little bit from everyone there, so it's pretty good. I don't think it quite stands up to Existence, but I think it stands up more than Great Empress. Wait, where'd it go? I think it stands up more than Great Empress. So, it's pretty cool, pretty solid. Next up is Redemption, which is the actual character select theme, instead of the one that just sounds like a character select theme. This sounds like a mirror theme. What's happening? What's happening, Korean OST? Oh wait, no, I'm hearing the character select now. Yeah. Yeah, truly is a character select theme. Somehow better than the mirror theme, but truly is a character select theme. Next up is Vengeance is Mine. What did I do? What did I do? Cliff's theme from Guilty Gear Korean. Let's hear it. This just sounds like Redemption. What's that? Am I tripping? I am tripping. Okay. Had to check there. Right away, I'm definitely sad they took out the blues inspiration from Cliff's OST. I feel like that kind of made the character, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm just not feeling it on this one. It's just not bringing a lot to the table for me, which is kind of how I feel about, I don't know, Burly Heart. I'm gonna put it down here. That's what I'm feeling. It just doesn't really do enough, and after listening to like all these other tracks from the Korean OST, it's all kind of blending together in my head already, because this soundtrack is extremely samey, which is unfortunate, but it also is what it is. Next up is the Day of Judgment Justice's theme. Let's hear it. Last one. Now this sounds like a boss theme, but I don't think it hits. It's clearly not gonna hit quite the same as Meet Again, which is unfortunate. Yeah. This is much like Vengeance is Mine. This is like, it's fine. There's nothing technically wrong with it. Matter of fact, I quite like this bit right here. But like, it's just failing to bring much to the table is the thing. It was good. I don't hate it. I don't even like, I would even say I like it. I would say it's probably like bottom of A+, but it's, the Korean OST just has a really big problem of feeling very samey and also feeling very very repetitive. Very repetitive. So let me think. Can I do it? Can I do it? How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14, 15? 15 more songs? Can I do 15 more songs? Am I mentally prepared? I don't think I am. I don't think I am. However, I want to start Excerpt next week. So we're gonna do a special. No, you know what? I'm doing them. We're going into overtime, ladies and gentlemen. So, next up is Keep Yourself Alive 3, Soul's Theme, and Guilty Gear 2. Let's hear it. Oh my god, we're back to normal ArcSys sounds. Oh, I'm so happy. I don't have to worry about bad electronic bits jump scare. I'm sorry. I know people really like the Korean OST, but I just can't bring myself to love it as much as the ArcSys stuff. I've tried, I just can't. Oh, some cowbell. We need more cowbell. We need more cowbell. Already, like, I think Keep Yourself Alive 3 does a fantastic job of bringing together what worked about the original Keep Yourself Alive, which was like the more dynamic arrangement that had a lot of like little bits and riffs sprinkled throughout, and what worked about Keep Yourself Alive 2, which was the amazing hook to make the definitive Keep Yourself Alive, in my opinion. And for that, I think Keep Yourself Alive 3 goes to... Nah, you know what? I think a Keep Yourself Alive deserves to be in Bullshit Blazing, and I think it's got to be this one. I think it's gonna go below No Mercy. I think that's where it's gonna go. So, next off is Ride on Time, the very first Sin theme. Let's hear it. Right away, it's hitting the bits of a Sin theme that need to be hit, which is the feeling kind of like a Chip theme, but a lot more like upbeat and almost naive in a way. I love the drumming in this song. Again, the drum guy is just always fantastic in the Guilty Gear soundtracks, but the drums in this song are just really fun. Kind of syncopated a little, which I like. I love some good syncopation. I think that's where I'm going to stop it. I think Right on Time is going straight into S tier. Writing, as you may say, straight into S tier. I think it's definitely above Irony of Chase. Is it above the... I don't think it's above this version of the original. I think that's a good spot for it in S tier. Very good song, very fun. So next up is Hirodon. Is that how you pronounce it? Hirodon? Hirodon. I don't know, I am butchering that word, that's for sure. Izuna's theme. Arxis. Bring back Izuna and my life is yours. I would love Izuna to be in Strive. And unfortunately, his song would need a vast improvement, because this is just kind of... It doesn't even have like a unique identity like Momentary Life. This is just Japanese the song plus metal. Like, it even did the yo! Like, come on. I think it's this bit that just gets me. I think while the flute sounds, there's nothing necessarily wrong with it. It's just not very interesting. It's just a flute, you know? And it's not super intense or enjoyable. Like, they don't do a lot with it. This bit's very good, though. I think overall, it's good. It doesn't bring a lot to the table, which is unfortunate because Izuna is a character who has so much personality that they can do a lot with, and it just kind of shallow in how it represents Izuna. So I'm gonna throw it in A tier. Again, nothing bad about it, but it could be a little better. I'd say top of A tier for now. Next up is Intellect, Reason, and the Wild, the theme of Dr. Paradigm, another character that I would love to see in Strive. Let's see it. Now this one kind of does something similar to what what's it called? Drumhead Pulsation did, but it does it in a way that's a lot more interesting because it goes further with the concept of kind of tribal beats in a metal song, you know? I love the bass. The bass line in this is very good. Thought my door was open. I thought somebody was watching me. I was wrong. Dead wrong. The only person watching me is Shadow the Hedgehog. Because I have a Shadow the Hedgehog figure on my desk, and it's pretty cool. That's a good spot to end it. It's kind of in the same boat of Hirondon. I'm not even gonna try. Izuna's theme, where like I really like it, or I like it in concept. I just don't think it goes far enough. Even though I was just saying it's like Drumhead Pulsation if it went a little farther, I think it could stand to go even further beyond. As is, though, I'm gonna put it above Izuna's theme. But not by much. They're pretty interchangeable. So next up is The Mask Does Not Laugh. Valentine's theme. Valentine is a character I don't think should get into Strive because A, she's dead, and B, I can't see them doing much to separate her from Ramlethal and Jacko very well. So, what's the point? Excuse me. Ugh. I was trying to hold that one off, but it just wasn't working. Oh well. I really like this bit. Whatever like keys or synthesizer they're playing throughout this song, I think is adds to it a lot. And you can definitely hear a lot of leitmotifs from this, and even more leitmotifs from Valentine's other theme come back in Ramlethal and Elfelt's and Jacko's themes in the future games. I'm going to stop it there. I think that's enough for me to throw it in S tier. I don't think it's as good as Right on Time, but I think it goes, I think below Good Manners and Customs, I think it's a good spot for it. Very good theme. And it's not even Valentine's best theme. Fun fact. So next up is another version of Holy Orders. Let's see if it's able to keep the legacy alive. Right away, very different. No organ, no keys, only a violin and some trumpets. This more than any other song sounds like very BlazBlue. Like a lot of stuff on this soundtrack sounds BlazBlue. This is the one that sounds the most BlazBlue to me, which makes sense because I'm pretty sure the guy who helped compose the soundtrack to BlazBlue, because I think Daisuke did some of the composing for BlazBlue as well, but it wasn't just him, it was this other guy, and I'm pretty sure he worked on this game too, and you can definitely hear it, and this song sounds like, okay, Guilty Gear versus BlazBlue, this is Kai's theme. Sure as Holy Orders. I think this is pretty easily the weakest version of Holy Orders. It's not, of course, you can do a lot to Holy Orders, and it would take a lot to mess it up, truly, but it just, the violin just doesn't hit the same as the organ, if I'm being honest, and there's just something about it. It doesn't have the synthesizer either, and I can't rate it higher than S. It's gonna go top of S, but it just doesn't quite make it into Bullshit Blazing for me, which is unfortunate. You know, it broke the streak of Kai themes being in Bullshit Blazing. Even the Korean OST is in Bullshit Blazing. So unfortunate for our boy Kai, but hopefully he can reclaim his spot soon enough. So next up is Worthless as the Sun Above Clouds, which is the first truly vocal, the first truly vocal theme in Guilty Gear. You can maybe argue that, like, Kill Dog is a Sacrifice to Dog, or Where's Holy Orders Get Down to Business is the first vocal track, but the true first vocal track, and most people would agree, is Worthless as the Sun Above Clouds. It's the one with lyrics that are actually understandable, at least. So let's hear it. Well, semi-understandable lyrics. The thing is, with Worthless as the Sun Above Clouds, I don't care for death metal. And the song is gonna suffer because of that. Personal opinion. I'm sure somebody who does like death metal would probably rank it like near the top, even, because it is a good song. I can't deny that, but I just don't like the type of vocals that it has, which is unfortunate. Also, I forgot to mention it's Raven's first theme. W. Raven. He'll have a better theme in a bit, don't worry though. Well, in a bit, meaning next week, because we're not doing Excerpt tonight, that's for sure. Yeah. I think that's about all I need. It's going top of B, I think. Top of B. Again, it's not bad. Realistically, it probably should go somewhere in A+, maybe even low S, but I just don't care for death metal. I just don't. So next up is the Mirror Match theme, Misadventure. Let's hear it. I really like this bit there. I like that. I think that sounds good. This is another really good section. Basically any bit that little like choir thing's going on in the background is good. And then I can't quit on a guitar solo, so I'll wait until the guitar solo's over. Oh, whoops. And I think Misadventure's fantastic. Easily the best mirror theme in the series. And I think it's gonna go... I think below Sucker Sage. I want to put it below Keeping Gates, but I don't think I realistically can. Even my ABBA glaze has to know its limits. Sometimes. So next up is The Recoming, another one that has a tough legacy to live up to. A majority of Soul vs. Kai themes are in Bullshit Blazing. The vast majority. I think the only ones that aren't are, what's it called? The one from XX and the one from the Korean OST. The two from the Korean OST, excuse me. What is it? Noontide, and Faith Shall Save Thee in Revelations. So is it an overrated flop like those, or is it goated like all the others? Let's see. Right away, intro's pretty good. Need a good build-up in my Soul vs. Kai theme, you know? Of course, it's hitting the leitmotifs from Conclusion. I think Recoming absolutely keeps the legacy alive. You know, this is a fantastic theme. Is it quite as good as No Mercy or Conclusion rearrange? I don't think so. Well, actually, I think it is better than No Mercy. So I think it goes right there in the middle of those two. Just a fantastic theme. Fantastic, in my opinion. You know, I should stop saying that. It's my Twitch channel. Everybody knows it's my opinion. I'm gonna stop saying that. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go the opposite. It's a fact. It's a fact that it's a fantastic theme. 100% fact. Fact checked by true American patriots. Next up is Communication. The first Sin vs. Kai theme, and it was the only Sin vs. Kai theme up until very recently. So let's see, is it good, or is it an overrated flop? I like this intro. I love the piano in this intro. And also kind of how it sells, how this is like a very personal fight, you know? Because the Soul versus Kai fights have kind of stopped being super personal over the years, you know? They've become more acquainted to being friends, but like Sin kind of hated Kai in this game. Sin was kind of edgy in Guilty Gear 2, I'm not gonna lie. As one of the like 5 people who actually played that game. Maybe I'll do a stream of Guilty Gear 2 one day. One day. It's not a very good game if I'm being honest. At least I don't really care for it. And I like the organ. Why could they not use it on Holy Orders? I will never know, but hey. Yeah, I think it's looping, but it's a very good one. Very good one. I think it's gonna go above Right on Time at the very least. I think below Keep Yourself Alive 2 is a good spot for it. I think that is where I would put it. Or, it's not where I would put it, it's where I am putting it, actually. So next one is The Man. Asuka's first theme, except Asuka wasn't playable in this game. It's just, but he did have a boss fight. It's his boss theme. Let's hear it. Right away, this sounds like a boss theme. Sounds like an Asuka boss theme, you know? This is like 5-head boss theme, you know? With the harpsichord. And then the church organs. Wow. I really like this bit. The organ, the harpsichord's still going, but the guitar just adding so much more to it. You know, bringing in that metal flavor that Guilty Gear's just known for, right? Good theme. Good theme. I will say this boss fight gave me trauma because it's a really bad boss fight. It's like fighting Asuka in Strive except in 3D and with terrible tank controls. It's like DMC but worse. A lot worse because DMC is actually a really good game. But I'm talking about music, not about shitty Asuka boss fights. And this one definitely manages to make its way into S tier, at least. And I think below Feel of Fear is where I would put it. It's definitely good, but I don't think it hits quite the same as Feel of Fear, you know? And just the fact that it takes maybe a little bit too long to get through the build-up. They could have, like, halved the time where it's just a harpsichord, and then halved the time where it's the harpsichord and the organ, you know, to really get to the metal. Because that's what we're here for. We're here for the guitar. Now, next up is Diva, Valentine's boss theme. Let's hear it. This part is very reminiscent of Awe of She in the best way possible. And then, as any Xrd aficionado will know, you are going to hear some influences that will later be put into Ramlethal's theme. It's from this song. Yeah. Diva is just an extremely good... Like, when you asked me to describe what would a Guilty Gear final boss sound like, I describe Meet Again. But after I'm done describing Meet Again, I would then describe Diva. And it's just an incredible track, truly. You know, it really captures the, like, pain that Valentine is in, but also, like, it captures how dangerous of an opponent Valentine is. It's just an all-around good track. Can't go wrong with it. Next up is the credits theme, Curtain Call. Let's hear it. And fun fact, I was actually planning on using this as my outro music before I decided on using all Shantae music. So now my outro music is Roddy Top's theme from Half Genie Hero. Arguably a better song? Maybe. But this is a very good outro theme. And definitely, just from the other credits theme that is on this tier list so far, I'd say does a better job of being a Guilty Gear credits theme than Cat Attached to the Rust. And again, the violin, very BlazBlue, or BlazBlue, or however you pronounce it, reminiscent. Sorry if I'm not talking a lot. A coworker friended me on Discord. I was seeing what he wanted. But yeah, Curtain Call. Good credits theme. Better than Cat Attached to the Rust, which is here. Therefore, Curtain Call probably... Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a good spot for curtain call. Again, I'm kind of attached to it because of what I described, but even beyond that, it's just a good credits theme. So next up is The Fate That Broke Down, which I believe Fate That Broke Down and You Only Have to Decide It. I'm pretty sure, I can't really remember where they're played, but I'm pretty sure they're either like random story mode songs or that they might be just like random songs that play in versus mode. One or the other. So let's hear them. Right, this is, super heavy, super tense song. If I were to guess, since I genuinely just completely don't remember where they're played, it's probably like when you're running out of time in Versus that this is played. Or when you're on your last life or something like that. Good song, I'd say good song. Again, kind of basic, doesn't really do much. Definitely does more than like these three though, so it definitely manages to make its way up into B, in my opinion. Alright, in my truth, I think below Enslaved's Glory. I think that's where it's a good spot for it. So next up is You Only Have to Decide It. Let's hear it. Welcome back, Guilty Gear Korean OST. I'm just kidding. Oh, what am I doing? Why am I opening files? Why am I opening files again? I keep doing it. I'm glad I stopped doing full screen share. Yeah, this is another one. Again, doesn't really do a whole lot, but it doesn't need to. I think it goes below Push a Bush. I think that's a good spot for it. All right. That's where we are going to leave it for tonight. Go ahead and queue up Give Me a Break. You weren't supposed to hear that part. Yeah. Next Thursday is Xrd. Xrd's gonna have a lot of ground to cover, as you can tell. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, it's 7. I think, yeah, 3. Yeah, 7, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Shit. That's 49 already, plus 3 more is 52, I think. So yeah, we got 52 tracks to cover next tier list Thursday.
Sorry, I don't see you any other time. I have to leave early. Will you give these to them tomorrow? They're right there.
Sorry, that was my sister. Don't worry about that. Yeah, we'll do Xrd. I'm sorry, I completely lost my train of thought. Xrd next week. We're no breaks, all 52. If I did my math right, I may have completely done my math wrong. Who knows? But if there is actually 52, we're doing all of them. And if there's a little less, then we're still doing all of them. And if there's a little more, well, then we'll consider it then. but I'm going to try and do Xrd, and then I'm going to try and do Olive's Drive after that, which Drive is a little less, thankfully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. I'll do the math later. We may have to split up Xrd low-key, but I'm going to try not to. So yeah. Good stream. Good to be back in the saddle on the tier list Thursday. Alright, I'm gonna stop recording. Good to be back in the saddle on tier list survey or tier list Thursdays. Next time, tomorrow. I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna stream tomorrow, but I probably will since I don't have to work at night, so I can start a little earlier. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. I don't think I have anything else to talk about. Later, Gators.